Hello and welcome to the Cosmic Heart podcast on Cosmic Heart TV. Today I have a beautiful, very special guest, Christie. She is from London in the UK. She has been teaching meditation, mindfulness, and breathwork for 17 years, including sound healing and life coaching with spiritual guidance. She does frequent TikTok live streams doing guided breathwork, meditation, and sound baths. These are all uploaded onto her YouTube channel. And what is your YouTube channel?
It's Christie Amazonite. It's the same on all
Christie,
socials.
Christie Amazonite. That'll be linked below. She also offers Distance Reiki, which I would highly recommend. She's a beautiful healer and she's very powerful. Christie volunteers for a family caregivers charity where she holds meditation classes and support circle for adults and also for child caregivers. She is currently getting together a petition and campaign for the UK government to make meditation mandatory in schools. Other than being a part of the Mystic Village online community and Satsang Transcendental Meditation community, Christie enjoys taking part in paranormal investigations and conducts spiritual protection and post-investigation cleansing. Oh, that's awesome. You can find Christie on TikTok, Threads, Lemon8, and Instagram and YouTube at Christie Amazonite, and all of her links will be listed below. I'm so interested in talking with you about a few a few different
Great.
things. So before we get into those, and I mean, I'm sure it all leads into them anyway. I really would love to hear your backstory because I just strongly feel that you have a lot that you haven't spoken on, and I've always been actually curious about your story, so I'd love to hear
Really?
more. Yeah.
Thank you. Ah, a lot has happened in my life. I feel like I've lived a few lifetimes in just this one. I have been, or I was, a child caregiver for my mum since I was a toddler.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was difficult. And at that time, they didn't have support or charities, to help child caregivers. So it was quite a lonely path, but
Yeah.
it's one that completely led me to where I am today. So much has happened in between, but at the end of this whole story, it's come back to that.
Okay.
I think I learned all of my life skills from being a child carer. It was just my mum and I. I do have two brothers, but they were much older than me and they didn't live in the same household. They were off living their lives.
Okay. So they were a lot older than you then.
Yeah, they were 20 years older. They were twins.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just mum and I. She brought me up a single parent, and she was a
Okay.
warrior woman. That warrior strength, wow, my
I feel it.
absolute, she's my inspiration. And even now she's not here, her strength has kept me going today.
That's
And
beautiful.
she taught me everything I needed to know from a child. And
Wow.
even though I was a caregiver for her, when I was younger, it was just because she had epilepsy and she would just
Okay.
black out and pass out. And later in life, she got lots of other conditions, but it was just to keep her safe.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just instinctively knew what to do. I think I was about 5 when I first experienced her have a seizure.
Mm.
And I just automatically called the ambulance. I don't know how I knew what number to call. I don't know how I stayed calm. I put my hand underneath her cheek so she
Mm.
couldn't bang her head on the floor, and I called the ambulance.
It's a lot of responsibility.
It really was, but I just wouldn't change any of it because I
Mm-hmm.
still got a chance to have the mother-daughter bond. She
Yeah.
still parented me. The epilepsy didn't get in the way of her working. She worked 2 jobs,
Wow.
to keep a roof over her head, clothes on my back, food on the table. And it was tough growing up. We didn't have much money.
Yeah, that's still commendable. That's amazing.
And I grew up from a child. The minute I was born, I was rushed into emergency surgery. and I spent a lot of time in hospital up until the age of 14.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Can I,
we
can I
gone.
ask you why?
This is a topic that's not really been spoken about. I was born with something called imperforate anus.
Okay.
So basically, the canal that runs through your rectum
Yeah.
that helps you pass through the toxins, I didn't have it at all.
Oh my
So all the
gosh.
toxins had built up inside my body in the womb. I was 6.5 weeks premature, and lots was going on in my body. So they rushed me off the minute I came to this earth, and I had the first surgery. And up until 14, I had 7 reconstructive surgeries.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the first time I've spoken about that online.
That's a lot to go through for a child, though.
It was, and there was a lot of trauma that happened in hospital for me, lots of memories, but my mum was by my side. There was times when
Okay.
she had to live in the hospital accommodation because I was in hospital for weeks and weeks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So we just were there for each other our whole lives.
Mhm.
Her health, my health, and we were a team.
Wow.
Absolutely, we were a team.
I want to tell you really quick. I had life flighted, life-saving surgery for my intestines when I was a baby, and not even, I mean, they did save my life, and I'm infinitely grateful, but I'm just like, you are a living testament of what I've always said my whole life is that when people are like, how did you go through all that? Or how are you still so positive? It's like, because I've always said the same words. There are people out there that have gone through so much more or more in certain essences than I did in that thing. And it's like your story is an absolute testament to that. And that's really intense to go through for that
Thank you.
long.
It was, and especially when I was a teenager, going for all
Right.
the checkups and the tests, it was
Just trying to come into
humiliating,
yourself.
and that's where my mum's strength came in, and because I
Hmm.
was also her caregiver, you
Okay.
know, the that strength and the fact that it was a medical thing, which I had learned, medical stuff, you go into kind of automatic mode, nurse mode, kind
Yeah.
of robot, cut off your emotions and just get things done.
Yeah.
And that's how I just went into things. And I had
Yeah.
all my reconstructive surgeries. They took skin grafts from my thighs. I had muscles taken out of my thighs and my
Jeez.
groin. So I've got lots of scars on my body, but I absolutely don't care
I mean, you're
because I'm
here.
here. I'm here. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And I had later on in life, I had spine surgery because I had a spinal injury,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I've got a scar. You can barely see it. It's just across my throat here, where they went into the neck at the back. And so many people say, "Oh, what's the scar? What happened?" And I'm just like, it saved my mobility because I was going paralyzed.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So much has happened. It's
Yeah,
hard to,
I want to hear about it. It's crazy. Like I
yeah,
could not, I knew it was a lot, but I had no idea.
yeah, absolutely. And it's just, we probably couldn't get through it all today,
Well, that's okay.
but I'm
Whatever
going
you're
to,
comfortable
I
sharing.
think I'm focusing more on the things that have given me strength and got me
Okay.
to where I am. And just kind of linking in with the surgeries, I had a lot of bullying at school
Okay.
because I had to miss so much of it.
Yeah.
And I had to not do sports because I wasn't allowed, in case I fell over or something bad happened, and knock out the stitches or the skin grafts and the
Wow.
muscle. So I got bullied a lot for that.
Okay. I'm sorry.
And that's something I'm still to this day working on healing.
Okay.
It's because I had to be so sedentary, I was always quite plump,
Hmm.
always. And I had to take a lot of steroids because I had asthma, and that was it. You know, children can be quite cruel sometimes.
Yes.
So yeah, completely bad bullying. I used to have nightmares and whole sick days
Mm.
because I just couldn't face it sometimes.
Yeah, I remember doing that at school. I just couldn't deal, and I remember going to the nurse's office and just like, I just need to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've So this is also what you maybe were referring to when I said that I'd had so many people be so mean and bully my kindness and gentleness for so long.
Mhm.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
makes sense.
And the thing is, even when I went to college, some of the bullies happened to be at the same college, and it continued on until I was about 19,
Wow.
which to me is just insane.
That's
Um,
extremely insane.
and then you get the people as an adult when you're trying to do light work and you're trying to be peaceful and help people, and
Right.
you get the people who doubt you, who judge you, who want to bring you down and talk about you behind your back.
Yeah.
So much happens even as an adult. And the good thing is now I have all that strength that I've built along the years to help keep me going.
Yes. Absolutely.
But yeah, the healing is still going. Healing journey, emotional healing, I think is so much harder than physical.
100%.
So much harder, and you have to keep working at it. I think people think you spend 6 weeks or something working specifically on one problem and
It's a
then it's
lifelong
done.
journey.
Yeah, it's a lifelong journey because we evolve, we change as the journey continues, and old scars may open a little bit if
Yeah.
something triggers you, or a memory or a flashback. We can't erase our memories. So
One thing I can say that I've seen, and I don't want to take you off track at all, but one
it's
thing I
okay.
can say is it happens in layers, and it's always been that way. And we just seem to come back around to certain things depending on how deeply they impacted us. And I'll just finish that statement by saying Merle comes to mind. She's one of my closest friends. She's from the Philippines. She is just she's just absolutely incredibly powerful in all the work that she does. And shout out to you, Merle.
Yeah,
And and if you want to look her up, Merle
I will.
Schweitzer, because I know she needs that. She needs me to she needs me to plug her in here. But she is somebody that me and her have had multiple conversations on where we've talked about is this ever gonna just be healed? Is this like, can we be done with this part now? I
Yeah,
thought I already addressed this. Like it's always been the emotional and the mental, and I just so deeply understand where you're coming from because man, it's a lot of work. It's just a lot of constant work. So yes.
really. So many people ask me, like, why is this coming back? I spent so much time working on it. And I was like, again, because as we move forward, things change. Life, there's ebbs and flows to it. Energies change around us. Our own energy changes.
Right.
And as that happens, as we experience more and learn more, we realize actually maybe I need to apply this to really help the healing. And the healing journey is a never-ending one, just like we never stop learning.
That's
We
right.
never ever stop learning until our last breath. And we have to look at healing journeys like that. So it's something we have to carry around with us like grief.
Yeah.
It's literally like grief. And that's what I've learned as well since losing my mom. You have to carry the grief alongside you like a stone in your pocket or a big rock. And that rock doesn't shrink, it doesn't go away, but it's how we handle and choose to move forward with it.
I got a
And
vision when you said that of you holding, I think it's probably a version of her, like by the hand next to you.
yeah,
It was like
and
a very vivid vision of that.
beautiful. Thank you. It's in the beginning, that rock for me was so heavy. It weighed
Mm,
me down. That rock was black and darkness for me, and it swallowed me whole. It was all encompassing,
yeah.
and I genuinely did not think I would recover from it. I lost my mum in September 2024.
Oh,
Where
wow.
are we now? Was it 20?
26
No,
now.
24. Yeah, so 2024 and Christmas 24. I just I hit my rock bottom with my grief, and I didn't want
Um,
to be here anymore. And I
mm,
came very, very close, seconds away from doing something. And something just stopped me. Something just pulled me and snapped me out of it. And I just feel like that was my mum tugging at that strength and pulling it out of me from everything that I've gone through in my life and everything with her that she's taught me. And I stopped, and
wow.
I haven't had that thought to do that again. And that's where my grief healing journey began. And that black rock weighing me down became filled with light. And that's been the difference.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. I am
That's a
too, but
big thing to pull yourself out of.
oh, it was hard. The lead
Yeah,
up to that moment was I was in so much emotional pain,
yeah.
and I pretty much dealt with everything on my own. We had
Mm-hmm.
some family issues. I had friends who completely abandoned me, and
Understand
that
that.
was extra grief as well. Like, I
Right.
can't believe these people who I'm so close with suddenly just they message me once and then that's it. Or I
Yep.
see them once and that's it. And it was a lot to deal with.
If I could only sit down and tell you how much I understand in all the ways that I do. I mean, I know I can, but man, I understand that so deeply, so deeply.
And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I honestly wouldn't wish that whole experience on my worst enemy. It was the most pain I've ever experienced. And it took every piece of knowledge and skill and strength that I've had to gather since a child to pull myself through it and to start on my healing journey.
What do you feel like? This just comes to me loudly. For people who are going through that feeling currently, because I know there are so many people from all different walks of life. What do you feel like really like pulled you through each each step? Like what was your process on like the things that you kind of, if you're comfortable sharing, like the things that you kind of like
Um,
your inner monologue, like what were you able to kind of use to keep you focused on pulling yourself forward through that?
I think it was that I didn't want to let my mum down. I didn't want her death to be in vain in any way. I wanted to
Okay.
make her proud
Yeah.
because I feel like she's the one who stopped me taking that
Mm.
step. And I wanted to make a difference on this planet. I always have. I've always felt like I had a purpose here. And
You do.
my mum, bless her, she was always so proud of me, and she always wanted me to continue doing the work with the caregivers charity.
Mm.
And I just wanted to continue that, and I wanted to make a life for myself.
Yeah,
I felt like she fought so hard for me,
she did.
like working so hard, night jobs and day jobs, and selling everything she owned just to help me.
Wow.
And she gave up her career for me to stay by my side in the hospital. And I didn't want all of that to be for nothing.
Yeah. So
So,
when
sorry
you,
to answer your question. I'm sorry I didn't even answer the question. I think
no, 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 no.
people have to find their reason.
Yeah.
And I always think the reason has to be you first. And
Mm.
then
Mm-hmm.
if you really don't want to be here and you're thinking, I have nothing here, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here just for other people, you have to change your way of thinking and say, you're here on earth and you have a purpose. And even though you don't know what it is right now, you will work it out and you will find some happiness and some peace. And
Right.
it's so worth it.
It's it's that spark inside that keeps you going.
Hmm.
It's even if it's an ember, even if it's just barely smoldering and you just see
Yeah.
that little orange light inside.
Mm.
All it takes is a breath of life, a breath of something, a breath of determination, a breath of anything to spark that flame. And when you do, all of a sudden you find your passion again. All of a sudden you realize, like, wow, I'm so thankful I didn't leave.
Yeah.
Wow, I would have never experienced this moment right here if
Hmm.
I would have just been gone. There's moments, I mean, it could even be like somebody that you find that you didn't know was a soulmate, and then all of a sudden it's like you have a moment and you're sitting there, or you're talking to them, or you're looking at them, or even making love, whatever it is. But it's a moment of like, God, I would have never had this moment if I would have left.
Exactly. And we all have those glimmers within us because I truly believe that no one has pure darkness in them, however depressed that they get, however, however grief can consume them or trauma, there is always a glimmer in there.
There is.
And when I
Right.
have felt completely black inside and in a void, I have thought back on a really powerful, happy memory of something that's happened to me in my life. And I've meditated on that memory and felt that light where that happiness felt. So it would always
Mhm.
be my stomach and my heart. I always feel it there. I feel my emotions in my stomach mostly, but when it's pure joy that you felt, it will be in your heart area.
Mhm.
So those happy memories are what can keep us going because we can pull our joy from there.
Yeah.
It's hard. Healing journey, trauma work, it's not easy, but oh, it's
No,
so
it's not.
worth it. So, so worth it. But you have to, I say this all the time in the online communities that we have to dig deep and you have to choose. You have to choose to dedicate yourself to it.
Yeah.
It has to be every single day working on it, whether it be journaling, meditating, writing out to-do lists and micro goals. I'm always pushing that on everyone. You know,
It
dream
is.
big.
Absolutely, absolutely dream big. And it is a constant everyday work. I think the thing that intimidates people a lot is the daunting feeling of adding one more thing to their plate in how much they're already doing. A lot of people are working full time, a lot of people are
Yeah.
tired. Groceries are expensive, rent's expensive, life is expensive. I mean, just being here, I mean, not life, but you know what I'm saying, just paying for everything is expensive. And
Yeah.
in America, and we are a lot of people, especially here, but everywhere, are just thinking like, yeah, meditation sounds great. It sounds awesome, but I'm tired, and when
Mhm.
am I going to fit that in? And the thing, and this is a personal decision that everybody has to make, but the thing is that you've got to ask yourself. They have to ask themselves, is your health and well-being in the long term important to you more than putting all of your energy into a job or whatever you're doing that's you're only going to get so much out of. But at the end of the day, what happens if you can't physically work that job anymore? Then all you're going to have to do is focus on your healing. So
Yeah.
this is why putting mind, body, spirit together in one essence of importance is so incredibly important to start with now, so that you can address, yes, the mind, yes, the body. Your mind and body are taken care of when the job is done and the money is made, but the spirit is also working in tandem with the body and the mind and the heart. So you've got to spiritually keep up with your spiritual hygiene, with your cleansing of things that you might have picked up on, of what is your mental doing right now today, and could it be better? 5-10 minutes of meditation per day is really not so much work as our minds kind of tell us it
No.
is, when it could literally prolong your life and give you a better quality of life. So it's really a paradigm shift that a lot of people have to do to make their well-being important, and it just goes so many different directions. Men, because they're constantly, a lot of them are constantly working, trying to take care of the family. Some of them are working
Yeah.
more than one job. Their
Hmm.
thing is like, I just want to be the provider. I just want to make sure my family and my kids are taken care of. They're tired. They just want to go home and go to sleep, sit down,
Yeah.
relax, drink a beer, whatever, a lot of men do. And then, you have moms. Moms are home and working. A lot of moms are doing both. And they're doing the dishes and they're making the meals and they're taking
Yeah.
care of the
It's a
kids.
lot. It's a lot.
And it's like, yeah, we're telling moms, like, yeah, you just need to meditate. You need to take time to take care of you. And moms are like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know how to do that, you know?
I've had these conversations, and I do have answers to come back to that though. I always say you can make meditation out of any moment of your day. You
Hmm.
don't have to sit down for 30 minutes and, take up any time that's extra for you. You can make meditation from vacuuming, from
Yep.
washing the dishes,
Yep.
do the breath work, zone out, imagine light entering your body. You can do it while you're in the shower, in the bath.
Yes.
There is just no reason to not look after your well-being. And these things, even for men, they can do it while they're washing their car.
That's right.
There are so many things they can do. Breath
Hmm.
work is not like a girly thing. It's just something we naturally do. So when I do speak to men who are stressed out and they don't really want to go in, they think all of this is hippie stuff. Like it's not, it's just what your body naturally does, breath work.
Can you, while we're on this subject, can you give an example of, let's say, a 60-second breathwork exercise that people can do at any point during the day that you would run them through so that people can have some sort of idea of like, okay, what does that look like for me and how can I apply that to my life for people who are just
Absolutely.
not knowing where to start?
Breathing in through the nose and out the mouth is the absolute key because when you
Hmm.
breathe in through your nose, you can take it all the way up and through your body. You breathe through your mouth, it doesn't quite go down the right way, it doesn't enter up through here. And even if you've got a blocked nose, a little bit will still go through. If you're completely blocked, I'd say, okay, just breathe through the mouth, but gently so you don't get dry. But if you're breathing, I always say the 4-4-4, like the box breathing, is
Yeah,
really
yeah,
nice and
that's a good
easy
one.
to think about. Yeah, so just breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, breathe out for 4, and then rest for 4. But nice
Hmm.
and slow. But
So,
it's
so I'm gonna show people what that looks like. So,
okay.
the box breathing is like this. And you can do it for more than 4 seconds because for
Yeah,
me, naturally breathing like that, I don't do 4 seconds. But it's
no,
called box breathing, and it's because you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold it for four, you breathe out for four, and then you rest for four, and then you continue. But you can do that for as many seconds as you want.
yeah,
And then I'm just feeling to also teach this one. So I do this one with my children, and this is an excellent, excellent practice that we do. I'm going to precursor that with saying they don't always want to do it. And
yeah.
you kind of have to really strongly encourage them to do it because when they're
Mhm.
upset, they don't feel like doing it. And that's understandable. But I still bring them to do something along these lines every time. And I practice this myself. So for people who don't know what to do to calm their nervous system down, especially in a moment where you're really stressed, overstimulated, overwhelmed, overworked, whatever, this is what I do. So I call it calm hands with the kids, but it's a mudra. Mudras are
Okay.
thing, your hand movements that we do that channel
Hmm.
energy. So I go like this. You squeeze your hands together and you squeeze. You do feel it does hurt a little bit, but so if your children say it hurts, it's okay. You just tell them don't squeeze so hard. So you squeeze your fingers together, you interlace all of them, and you breathe in. Hold it and close your eyes if you want to. You'll start focusing your energy while you're holding your breath on allowing that energy to calm your nervous system down. And if you don't know what that looks like, just ask with your mind for your energy to calm your nervous system down, your heart down, your brain. Just try to quiet it as best you can. And then once you feel everything start to calm down, just keep taking deep breaths. Hold it. Allow everything to circulate through, the energy, the calmness, the light. You can envision light pouring in through the top of your head, into your brain, your body, your nervous system, your heart, all the way down to your feet. Allow it to move through you. Continue doing this until you feel ready to move on. But this is a powerful, powerful calming meditation that you can do any point in the day, any moment when you're working, whatever you're doing, and you don't have to stop and put on a meditation music and do all the things.
Exactly. No, that's a good one. And when I do help the children, I do something similar with them, except I tell them to put one hand on their heart and one on their tummy. And when
Yeah,
they breathe in, they're breathing in magical light into their
yeah.
heart and
Mhm.
into their tummy, and that they
That's
have to fill
beautiful.
their tummy up like a balloon filled with magic. And then
Aw.
when they breathe out, their tummy goes back in, and the magic like soaks into their bodies, and you're breathing out all the horrible stuff. And they absolutely love doing that.
That's awesome.
So
I
that's a
love that.
really good tip as well for children, especially the ones that are slightly younger who love magic and stuff like that still.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that one for the kids. I'm gonna see.
Yeah,
I feel
give it
like
a
my
go.
daughter will definitely like, she'll love it. She's very magical.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, we have to keep the children believing in those things
Oh yeah.
and to keep them using all of these skills we're teaching them, because once they get used to meditation and breathing, they can continue it as they get older. It'll just be something that's natural to them.
Adult healers are the children that never stop believing in magic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh yes. And when I did my Reiki training, I was like, oh yeah, I knew it existed.
Hmm.
Doing Reiki is like the biggest thing just to prove even to yourself that magic is real. The healing that the universe comes through you with, and you can feel it in your hands, you can feel it in your body, and the person you're doing it on can feel it as well. It's just the most magical thing.
It is. It absolutely is. And it confirms all these things that we always knew were real when we were little.
Hmm.
And then it's like the deeper you dive and the more you realize it's you go through level one and level two Reiki and then
Yeah.
master level and then you're like, wait, I can send healing from a distance.
Mhm.
I did all those things naturally and I didn't know like how to even explain to people like this is I'm touching you with my energy through time and space. It's like a lot of people were back then were like, okay, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
sure you are.
I know. I've gone
Yeah.
through the same thing. But it's amazing. And the people who just think it's absolute rubbish and just garbage, I just wish that they could experience it. And I just send love and light back to them, because I do feel sad that people just grew out of believing. But
Well, usually when you look at their quality of life, it's not so nice, the people
yeah.
that feel that way. And then that leads me to feel compassion for them a lot of the time
Hmm.
because I'm like, man, you're missing out. But that's
Yeah.
their path,
And
and that's okay,
exactly.
you
But I
know?
just think sending compassion out to people, especially right now, and love and light, and just sending out all that good energy rather than focusing on the news and seeking out the
Yeah.
news. And I don't want to remain ignorant to what's going on in the world. So I do notice if I get a pop up on my phone of a
Hmm.
news like bulletin, but
Yeah.
I won't go searching for it because I just don't want to focus on that stuff.
Hmm.
And when I'm doing my meditation, I do send out a lot of love, a lot of light to the whole world, and even Mother Earth, because she's going through so much as well. And I
You're
just
doing a
hope
lot
that,
of healing.
Yeah, I think we all need to, as light workers, it's
Hmm.
our time to just send a light out.
It is,
We
yeah,
are we're
very
so
correct.
blessed. We are so blessed that we are awake
Hmm.
and that we are connected to the light, and
Yes.
we should use that.
I absolutely agree. As I said recently, well, it was actually on the most recent episode previous to this one. We were speaking on feeling the call of everyone really deeply being pushed into our work now, and feeling like it's time.
Yeah,
It really is time, and what that can look like, as you just touched on, is collectively us as the healers on the planet is envisioning the planet itself very small in our hands,
yeah,
and envisioning calling on pure divine love and pure divine light and pure divine peace, and sending that with our minds and our hearts
hmm,
into the entire planet. And whether we think that something like that is impactful or going to make a difference doesn't matter, because it will, and it is, and it does. And so the more of us that do that kind of work now, especially with everything that's happening, you are very
yeah.
correct in what you're speaking right now, because we do need to be doing more of that. And honestly, I used to do it every day, consciously, but I know that I do planetary work in general all of the time. But that's a very good point. More and more of us who are the healers on the planet need to be sending healing into the whole world.
Absolutely. And again, if you don't have time, if people are busy, you can do it when you're in bed.
Yeah.
I do my body scan at night time in bed just to
Mhm.
check in with my body, and then once I've done that, I'll start my breath work and meditation. I'll start my gratitude for the day, and then I'll just send out some love to the world. And
Yeah.
it could take not even 10 minutes, but
Right.
I do like to try to do it for 30 minutes.
You're doing
It's
a lot more work than I think you're doing.
I'm trying.
You are doing it.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks.
doing it.
I just feel like I have, since I've made this big breakthrough with my grief, I
Mhm.
feel like the universe has just blessed me with these opportunities and ideas to keep myself going on my path that I've so worked hard on throughout my whole life.
Yeah, you did.
And I found a caregivers charity when I think I was 21. I'm
Hmm.
now 42, but when I was 21, I found this charity, and they were so wonderful. They were so helpful, and we started working on a youth caregivers section of that whole charity. Um, they started doing activities and day trips, things for child carers and teens to go to.
Yeah.
And then I started doing voluntary meditation sessions there, and you could just see the benefit that the meditation gave to these people who are like mums as well, parents who are just constantly caring at home all day. You are everything, aren't you? You take through the hospital appointments, the finances, the food, medication, all stuff like that. It's just the same as carers. And it gave them a chance to be a child again and a chance to
Right.
feel like a teen. And the adults were experiencing meditation and relaxation when they just didn't think that they would be able to get it. So once I found that, and then I could give back to the charity by doing the sessions for them. I had to give all of that up for a while when I had to care for mum full time.
Okay.
So I had a 9 year gap. So up until mum passed away, I was at home solidly for nearly those 9 years, just caring for her. And when mum passed away, I was like, I don't know who I am. Like my
Yeah.
identity has been child carer and then adult carer,
Right.
and now I'm not a daughter, I'm not a carer. So who am I? Do I still believe in everything I did before? And is the path that I was working on still the path that I should be on. So it took a lot of work to find myself again. The self-discovery journey was actually fun. It was actually so much more exciting than I expected it to be.
Good.
So now it's led me to the point of helping people online, but I'm going into the government, like doing the campaign for the government to make meditation mandatory in schools because children are taking on so much more now
Yeah, they are.
and they're soaking in all the stuff that's going on, oh, we have in World War III and, you know, everything. They're hearing about everything in the world and they're feeling the stressful energy from their
Yeah.
parents as well. And
Mhm.
like you said, the cost of living is awful.
Yeah.
Life at home is hard, and children are sensing it. So for me, I think it's so important for us to bring meditation and breathwork into schools and just help them.
I've been saying for, gosh, I remember I really started talking about it before my now 13-year-old, he's going to be 14 in March. Wow. Um, uh,
Time goes fast.
yeah, man. I remember I really started talking about that when before he was even born. It was like during my pregnancy with him, or just previous, or something around there. That I just have this vision, and I really strongly keep being called and guided to bring meditation into schools, and it is mandatory in Japan.
Yes.
And I'm not sure about China, possibly parts of China, but I know for sure in Japan. But I've always said it needs to be in schools, in elementary and high, junior high and high school, and realistically college. I feel like that would. I mean, God, can you imagine the
Absolutely.
stress that college students go through and
Yeah,
having a meditation class to go to?
exactly.
But I really would love to hear about, because let's let's hope that someone who listens to this at whatever point in the future that can make an impact and influence or help create this. What are the steps that you have taken and or are planning on taking to implement bringing meditation in schools? That way we can kind of have some sort of idea.
Yeah, it's a long journey, actually. It's not you have to look at the long game
Yeah.
because I have with the caregivers charity, they've started volunteering at schools to do like an after school session and teach the children and teach the teens.
Okay.
And what we're doing is we're trying to gather information from the parents of those children and the teachers to see how it has helped the child or affected the child over a certain amount of time. At the moment, we're doing 6 months.
Okay.
So this only really started in December, so it's very early stages.
Awesome.
I
You
know, and
started
then we're
it
gonna,
though.
yep, it started, and
Give
oh God, I'm
yourself
taking up.
credit.
Yeah, we started it, but it's so far it's been so successful. Lots
Oh,
of
good.
schools are signing up, and we're gathering all that information, and it's slowly, slowly. And then once we hit 6 months, I will start writing up the campaign properly.
Awesome.
And with this campaign, I want to send it to the government, show
Okay.
the data, show how it's affected children, have some statements maybe, and just really show them that this can make a difference and this
Yeah.
hopefully is helping them with their grades as well. That will really, really push the campaign forward, I think.
I'm
And
so
the
proud of you for
petition,
taking these steps. This is big.
thank you. It's big, but I mean, it's so easy to start petitions here in the UK. I don't know about over in America, but there's a website on the government website, and they allow you to create your own petition. You
Okay.
have to get, I believe it's 10,000 signatures, so it's quite a lot.
Okay.
But once I can get the campaign together and all the information, I'm hoping that we can share it online amongst
Share
all
it
the
with me and I'll
communities.
share it also.
Thank you, and then
Yeah.
just build up those signatures. And I think it's probably going to take a couple of years. But if you think by the end of those couple of years, how much information and how much good is going to come of it, I think,
It's gonna feel like that's a lot of time right now, but in the long run, I just want to remind you of, I'm gonna say when this is successful because it really needs to be successful, and I pray
yeah,
that it is. that it when it's successful, I mean, can you imagine like how
I know.
many generations starting with this one that it's going to impact?
I know. It's huge and it's a big task because the government here are falling apart. And
Right,
it's probably the
everywhere.
worst time. It's the worst
No,
time, but also the best time.
no, it's
So
the perfect time. It's the perfect
yeah.
time. Because look at all of the evidence that you can submit to say
Hmm.
the world is in the state that it is. Children children you can literally pull mental health records from online. More children
Yeah.
and teenagers have committed, you know what,
Yes.
are no ending their literal lives.
Yeah.
The bullying has been off the charts.
Hmm.
Gangs have been worse.
Oh,
All of these
yeah.
things are happening.
Hmm.
What are you guys doing about it?
Exactly. And
Nothing?
the drugs as an
Right,
escapism,
right.
even eating disorders so that they feel that they
Yep.
can have control,
To look
some
like
kind of
everybody
control.
online.
Yeah, it's there's a lot
The
that the youth are going through. They are our future. And we need
exactly.
to help them get through everything that's going on now and get them to that point so that they can carry on the earth for us.
And
We
so
need to
you have
invest.
all of these compounding pieces of evidence
Hmm.
that you can then say, if you are not providing something for them as a solution, this is my solution.
Yeah,
What is your
yeah, and
excuse to not implement it?
exactly. And it will save the government money in the future. Less
Hmm.
stress on the NHS. People won't, the children won't be needing medication and
That's
counseling and
right.
therapy and, all the things that come with it, physical health problems and stress. Like we can save so much money on treatments if we just do the prevention. We need to focus on prevention, and that's what I'm really
It's
passionate about
huge.
right now. Yeah,
You're
up
doing really
right
big
up
work.
until thank you. I just want it to go not just for children, but all the way through to, like you said, college, universities. And some do have like Zen zones, which is amazing.
That's
My
awesome.
niece she went to a college where they had a timeout zone for children with autism and ADHD or
Wow.
anyone who got really overwhelmed and went into panic attacks. They could go into this timeout zone and it would have meditation music,
Oh,
low
wow.
lighting and color changing lighting, fluffy chairs, like all just pure relaxation. And I think that's a good start.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to use that as an example that if we're doing that already, we can just build upon it. And
Hmm.
it doesn't have to cost a lot. We can
That's right.
incorporate meditation and relaxation into the school, um, what would you call the school schedule already?
Yeah.
When you're sitting in class, the minute you get there and registration's happening and they're sitting at their desks, there can be maybe a teaching assistant or someone else leading some breath work just to
Hmm.
start the day. And it's just as simple as that. They don't need to put too much money into it,
Right.
if
Or
any at
even
all, actually.
even having in class, like in the beginning of each class, having a 5 minute moment of the
Hmm.
teacher puts on some sort of calming music and everyone just sits in silence and takes breaths and
Hmm.
does deep breathing exercises, even if they don't want to do it,
Yeah,
even if they're not participating. And kids are always going to whisper and try to talk to each other and
exactly.
stuff, and that's fine. But the calming music and the environment being a safe space and
Yeah.
giving the ones that need it the opportunity to just kind of take a minute and like
Hmm.
decompress from the last class that they just came from or whatever,
Yeah.
recess, lunch, whatever it was, because realistically we never know what kids are going through,
No. All I
and they
can go
need
from is
that.
my experience at school and what I needed
Yeah.
and what my niece and nephew have, the feedback they've given me. And even now, the children at the schools are ones who said already that they feel it's helped them and benefited them.
That's
And you can
awesome.
see the ones who were giggling in the beginning and looking around and playing with their fingers, they now just go straight into it. And it's so beautiful to see. It doesn't take much.
Yeah, that's amazing. And honestly, I feel like once you have this together, I would love to, and I mean, I have been wanting to implement this for so long. I would love to help you with any of it that I can, and I would love
Thank
to
you.
also kind of copy paste whatever I can
Yeah.
over here so that I can gather as many people as I can here in America to
Mhm.
get this going over here because now better than ever. That's my vote on it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm hoping because this is going to be such a slow burner, we can really create a solid blueprint.
Yeah,
And as like the UK and the US are always kind of, well, usually buddies, we always copy from each other. I'm hoping that once this gets set and passed and that they make this mandatory, we can then pass it on to you in America.
I would love that.
I do think you've probably got a much bigger task because America's so big
Yeah.
and you have to go through all the different, um, I don't know what they're called. Is it different senators for all the different
Yeah, but
states?
the Board of Education is the main target audience
Hmm.
anyway. The rest of the
Yep.
government doesn't really have much a whole lot to do with what happens in the educational system because they basically kind of just default anything to do with schools onto the Board of Education
Yeah.
as far as what I've understood and what I've seen. So I'd imagine that exactly that where they need to see compiled evidence of like these are the reasons of why it's important and necessary to implement and this is my data that I've put together so far. This is real life experiences. What could we possibly have against doing this? Doesn't really make sense not to. How can we implement this
Yeah.
while being budget friendly? I mean,
Exactly.
realistically, it's a no-brainer for me, but
Yeah.
it makes
You just
sense
don't
of,
really need a budget. This is the
right.
thing. And this is what we can keep pushing because it's the same here. I'd have to go to the Department of Education.
Yeah.
Once, everything, it will end up going there. And it's just the bottom line to them.
Mm-hmm.
And breath is free. The teachers here at the moment, the teachers take part in the sessions that I'm teaching and they're
Okay.
learning themselves and then they will learn how to continue it with the children, which is what they're doing. They're trying to do it at the end of the day. We're going to trial that for 3 months just to calm them down after school and get
Yeah.
them ready to go home in a more calm state. And then I want to switch it to before school. So, like we were saying, just before the start of the day, just to get them ready.
Yeah.
And so then the teachers can continue it.
Teachers need it too.
Yeah. Oh, they really, really need it. They're under
Yeah,
so much stress.
they do. And they're dealing with everybody's children all day long.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
they're dealing with the behavioral outbursts and
Hmm.
behaviors from children who are going through God knows what. I mean,
Exactly.
it's important for everyone, really. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just respect you so much. I mean, you're
Thank you.
literally doing something I've been wanting to see happen for so long.
Thanks.
And honestly, I've just been spread so thin. I mean, it's like I'm trying,
Mm.
I've experienced so many things in the last several years, and it's just like that's always been on the back burner for me. And I've always said, it's like, man, there needs to be meditation in school.
It's impossible when if you're a full-time mum or a full-time carer. Like when I was looking after my mum full-time, there was no time to do anything.
Yeah.
I barely had time to sit down. My break in the day was bedtime. So
Wow.
I can only imagine that that's what it's like for parents. So, it's your time. It has to happen when it's the right time. And I guess my mum's passing has been my inspiration to fulfill the dreams that I spoke to her about.
She's very much still with you.
Yeah, she is.
And I know it's hard beyond what anyone can say to feel that the same way you felt when she was physically here because it's not the same and
Yeah.
it's never going to feel how it did. But she is very much still there with you, very much most of the time, all the time, I think. But she's she's just sorry, she's like she's wanting to come through me.
Okay.
One thing that you said that she keeps reflecting back to me is you said you're not a daughter anymore, and she very like loudly said you're still a daughter.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Logically, of course I am. Her blood is running through me. So it's just how you feel like when you lose your whole
Yeah,
identity and everything you've ever
absolutely.
known. You're like, oh, but who am I now?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
she
it's difficult, but
one
we're
thing
getting there. I'm getting there.
one thing that I need to tell you also from her is she's wanting you to, so there's like a barrier between the spiritual realm and here.
Yeah.
And even it though it's her and you have that connection to her soul, now that she's like more of a essentially kind of like a guardian angel. Well,
Mm.
not kind of, she is like she is
But
your
she is. Yeah.
guardian angel. Um, you have to, she's like telling me to tell you, you have to ask for her to do things.
Okay.
Because once souls are in just soul form, or angelic roles, they can't break your free will, even if it's your mom's soul. So you have to ask her to do certain things. So, like, what I'm being shown is like asking her to help with the work that you're doing in the schools. Ask her to help the doors open, to like help guide you to whatever it is that you can be guided to in order to help this
Yeah.
be successful. Whatever she can do from the other side, you have to verbally out loud ask her to do it, and then she can do more than what she's able to do right now.
Okay. I will.
Because yeah, because there's a spiritual law that states that there's a law of non-interference. So
Hmm.
even though we have angels, they can't break our free will. It has to be you ask them to help you.
Okay. I will. I do need some help. I mean, just something I'm going to touch on. I won't go into it too much because I know I've been talking a lot. But
No,
I
I
have
I
I
want to
have
hear all
sorry.
of this.
I've got some health conditions. I have some physical problems. And obviously, I told you about my spine. So I have spinal injury, and every level of my spine needs to have surgery.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I have an indented spinal cord,
Oh,
and a lot of my spine has actually crumbled away because I was born with a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So all of my joints are super flexible. There's too much collagen, so they just dislocate all the time. And I'm
oh my
extra
gosh.
bendy. So when I walk, sometimes my knees will dislocate and move to the side. The kneecaps will move to the side, or my hip will pop out. Every
Wow.
morning, every single morning, I have to put my shoulders back in place. And because
Gee.
of this extra bendiness, all of the discs in my spine, they moved out of place. So they're all bulging and some are pressing on the spine. So some, like I said, I was going paralyzed. They said I wouldn't recover from that from the surgery, but I did. I'm
Wow.
not paralyzed, which is incredible. It's like a miracle. But I
Yeah.
do still have, like, some days I can't move my legs. So it's a really big challenge because I'm trying to do this school thing and get this massive dream off the ground. But I'm also fighting against the physical problems. So I'm hoping if I speak to my mum, like you said, and just ask her to send me some healing light,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that that will help. I've started, sorry, go on.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just
That's okay.
hearing I can I could potentially help. A through healing that I do, and B through quantum healing hypnotherapy work. So I'm gonna talk to you about that more.
Thank you. That would
We need to
honestly
figure
be
that out.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I thought most of the time I've been hobbling, like literally like I walk like a penguin because my hip constantly pops out, my other one goes up.
Oh.
So,
Mm.
and it's the amount of pain that I've been healing from fibromyalgia has been really intense. And I've been
Yeah.
going through breaking up fascia and years of trauma and abuse and all
Oh.
these things, right? And
Mm.
I'm like, I'm hearing you and I'm like, again, another instance of like, geez, like I had never tried to complain really, but I'm just like, again, it could be so much harder. And I'm just like, wow, wow. You
Thank
push through
you.
so much and you have such a beautiful, beautiful soul, heart, and spirit and
Oh,
mind about
thank you.
everything.
It's not, some days I'm not light and I'm not positive. Like we all have our down
It's
days.
okay.
Yeah, and I have to prioritize rest because
Yeah,
if I don't look after myself and practice self-care, I can't do any of these things. I can't
right.
reach my dreams. I can't help people and help the earth how I want to. But pain is hard, and
Yeah, it is.
I've been cutting down off of medication for the last year and a half because I just wanted to try to do things naturally because I know about Reiki and I know about everything the earth can
Yeah.
offer us. So it's kind of getting that balance of using Western medicine and even like Eastern stuff,
Mhm.
acupuncture, the heat balms that they have. Like there's so much.
Yeah, there
There's
is.
so much. But
There's a
it's
lot of
yeah.
there's a lot of things that you can do, but the number one thing that I would say can heal you above everything else is getting in alignment with what's going on with your higher self and figuring out how I can help you to figure out what is the message of all these things in my quantum healing hypnotherapy work. Not to, I don't want to take you away from what you were saying.
Don't worry.
O- Okay. Well, in the quantum healing hypnotherapy work, I was trained through Dolores Cannon's QHHT, and it's past life regression as well, but it's a way to speak directly to the higher self. And so I learned this therapy when I was pregnant with my daughter, and she's 10. So I have taken a break until recently from doing this work because there was just so much other stuff that I had going on and healing work that I was doing and just shifting and all that. But I recently started doing the sessions again. And in all of her work that she did, and she's just such a pioneer, badass, awesome
Mm.
soul. Before she passed, and she's definitely passed along her legacy to her daughter Julia and everybody else that's been doing the work. But she found that there are, through thousands of sessions, that there are always reasons of why certain things manifest in the body. It's usually something to do with your soul, like agreement or soul, whatever it was before you came here, contract. But then
Mm.
there are other things where the higher self is trying to communicate to you something, and maybe you just haven't fully got the message because you don't understand consciously how to perceive the message that's coming through the body. And this goes for even people who know about this stuff. I mean, we do the best we can with what we have and what we know. But one thing that I would recommend is, even previously to us working together on doing some healing work, is the book by Julia Cannon, her daughter. It's called Soul Speaks,
Okay.
and it is just absolutely incredible. It's a compilation of information from thousands of sessions, and thousands sounds like a lot, but it's literally through all of Dolores Cannon's sessions, all of Julia, her daughter's sessions, and Dolores passed when she was a lot older. There's Candace J. Crawford, I think her name is. There's a lot of other practitioners who took over for Dolores. So it's like from all over the world, all these different
Mm.
sessions information that came through on the website. They have a place where you can send in your notes and submit, like, this is what happened for the
Yeah.
during this session. This is what the higher self said. So it's come from lots of practitioners, but this book is like put together like, okay, what does the higher self of all these different people say heart issues usually stems from? And then it's like, okay, most of the higher selves usually say this. So it's like it teaches us that the soul speaks in code.
Okay.
And so I feel like that book could really help you with yourself as well as clients. It's a good kind of like reference book. I haven't looked back on it in quite some time, but it's kind of like once I got to a
Sorry.
point where I could just tune in and they give me the
Hmm.
answer, it's like I don't, most of the time I don't really need it, but
Yeah.
every time I go back to it and look at it, I'm like, man, that it makes so much sense.
It's amazing. I mean, I haven't gone into quantum stuff, but in my introduction, I spoke about satsang, transcendental meditation,
It's
and I'm in a
powerful.
community, and it's so, so powerful.
Hmm.
And I call him the guru because to me, he's the guru, he's my teacher, but he just teaches about his father and grandfather and great grandfather were gurus in India, and
Oh,
they
wow.
started a movement. There's thousands of them, and it's just pure transcendental meditation. So just pure silence and working with the light and connecting to the higher, the higher source, the divine, whatever you want to call it, and getting your answers and your healing and everything from that. And
Yeah,
it's a really nice change to any meditation I've trained in or taught because it's always breath work,
yeah.
visualization with what I've done before. And this is pure silence. We have a slight introduction of a piece of music that he composed using, I think it was Hindi text, very
Hmm.
sacred text. And it's based on that. So it's very sacred music and it just gets you into it. And then you have about 25 to 30 minutes of pure silence. Nothing, no focusing on breathing, nothing like that, just the light. And it's the most magical experience because you just feel the negativity melting away.
Yeah,
The light just seeps into you, seeps into your cells, and just it's like I feel like it coats my cells with this healing,
I
this
can see
light
it.
that, it just changes. It's amazing.
I can see
So,
the light in every part of your body and your energy
oh,
field. It's
thank
powerful.
you. It has been a really big turning point in my healing journey.
Hmm.
So, along with obviously Guru Tenet in Mystic Village and my master Sanjeev Ji, he they've both just really helped guide me back to my path and be more filled with light than that darkness and the worry, the grief, depression, and anxiety, which is something I have dealt with in my life.
Yeah,
And just trying to pass it on and help others with it. Because when you've turned a corner, such a big corner, and you keep pushing up that mountain and you're doing it in a way that you succeed, you just want to help others do it too.
right.
And but
Yeah.
I just want to keep saying that yes, you keep climbing that mountain and you get further and further, but sometimes you do slip back a little bit, and that's okay
And
because if
sometimes you
we,
fall directly on your butt.
yeah, and it's for a reason. If
Yes.
we have a hurdle or we fall, it's for a reason, and there's always a lesson in anything that we go through, and it's just trying to find that clarity and focus in your brain to work out what that lesson is.
Right, exactly that. It's when you
Hmm.
fall, even if it's on your face,
Hmm.
roll over, sit up,
Yep.
sit up when you're
And
ready,
mhm,
get up slow, take some deep breaths, drink some water, and
yeah.
recalibrate because there's always another day that can
Hmm.
be different than the ones before it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it has to be us as well. We cannot rely on other people. If we have people around us that love us and support us, that's like a cherry on top.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, we can only truly rely on ourselves. We're the only ones who can make the decision to just commit to healing. commit
Absolutely.
to making changes and commit to pushing forward, because it's like I say with addicts, you can't force them to get help. They have to
Right.
decide for themselves. And it's exactly the same with healing or changing your life if you're unhappy. You're the only one who knows what needs to change and what you need to change yourself. It's just you have to be honest.
That's a key right there. You have to
Mhm.
be honest with yourself before anybody else, before anything else. It has to be an honest, hard look at yourself between you and the creator.
Yeah.
Because if you aren't able to be honest with yourself about where you're at, what you're doing, and could you be doing better, and what could you change, if you're in a mindset of you're already doing all that you can and
Hmm.
you're not doing, and you don't need to be doing anything different or better or whatever, then it's it's never going to change.
No,
And that's just really what it all boils down to, is a lot of people
absolutely.
have a narrative.
Hmm.
And a lot of those narratives are, and I will say, I used to say this because I was doing the best that I could with where I was.
Yeah.
I used to say, well, I'm doing my best and I'm trying, I'm doing everything I can, and I don't understand. And I was doing the best that I could, and I was doing everything I could to my best knowledge in those moments of my life. I was doing my best. But then when I finally sat down, and this happened on several different occasions, but when I really,
Yeah.
really sat down where I was like at my core, where everything else had really stripped away, and I just had me to look at and me to sit with, where I was like, I literally can't deal with anything else that is just going to take me to my freaking knees. I was like, what do I need to do? And I took a piece of paper and I sat down and I drew a line in straight down the middle, and I wrote
Yeah.
on the top of each side, what am I doing that's working and what am I doing that's not?
Hmm. That's
And
key though.
yeah, and I was like just ultimate facing myself. Like, yeah, okay, I've been doing my best, but what do I need to do better? What do I need to do
Hmm.
more of? What am I doing that's just absolutely making all of this worse, because I need to figure this out?
Exactly, because if you're doing your best and you're doing the most, but nothing's changing, and you're not happy in your life, then you have to take a complete look at everything and say, none of this is working. So
Right.
I need to think outside the box and start something new, because you can't continue doing your best, working so hard at this, and then there's no change. It's a waste of energy and time.
Right.
But
And
you have to get to that point, though. Sorry to interrupt you.
no, you're fine. I was.
You have to get to that moment where you think what you were speaking about as, I'm doing so much. Why is nothing changing? Why do people keep saying to me, oh, keep pushing, keep going? And I'm doing that, and look, I'm still here.
Right.
And then you have to look in the mirror and say, actually, I know that this isn't working. Am I scared? Am I scared to change things? Am I nervous? Is it going to change the comfort that I have around me?
Right.
And it's all the big questions, and it is scary.
It's scary in a lot of ways. Like, a lot of people think like subconsciously, I have found that, and this used to happen to me as well, where a lot of people have a subliminal subconscious fear of the unknown, and part of the unknown that people are afraid of is, what am I going to look, what is the version of me going to look like when I change? And
Yeah.
I don't know what that's going to be. So, and I don't know
Mm.
what's going to happen when that happens, or what I'm going to have to experience or go through or whatever to get to that
Yeah.
point. So, a lot of people decide subconsciously to stay in their comfort state and their comfort
Hmm.
zone
Yeah.
because they don't know what it's going to look like.
No,
And that's what
because
I
everything
found.
can change.
Yeah. So my answer to that is because I've been through it.
Yeah, me too.
Um, you may not know what it's all going to look like, and you may not know who you're going to be and how it's going to all go down. But at the end of the day, if you trust your soul and your heart the most, you trust you inside and you trust your divine guidance, that you know that in your inner core, yourself inside is always going to lead you in the right direction,
Hmm. Yes.
then trust that feeling above anything else and don't
Hmm.
listen to anything or anybody else more than you listen to yourself. And it's always going to work out. You're always going to get
Yeah.
to the next point where you're going to be able to look back and go, okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense of why I had to go through that stuff.
absolutely. Yeah. And it's very likely you'll lose people along the way who don't
Yeah.
support you in this change or don't match up to your level
Yep.
once you make the changes. And it's okay.
Hmm.
It's okay to lose the people because they were there in your life for a reason. Is it people come into your life for a reason, a season?
In a
Oh, there was
lifetime.
another one. Yeah. And it's so, so true.
It
But you
is.
can't let other people stop your journey because it's your journey alone.
Hmm.
And your energy will change as you progress, and that's okay. It can be scary. You know, you can unlock certain things within you spiritually, which can be alarming to some, it can be exciting, and just go with it and learn. Always learn about yourself because the further along our roads we go, the more we change and evolve. So we have to constantly get to know ourselves again.
Yeah.
And but you have to look at that as exciting. Self-discovery is the most exciting thing you can do and the most
Hmm.
important.
Absolutely. That's very
Yeah.
well said. I wanted to give you an opportunity to share anything else that you haven't touched on or anything that you wanted to share while I have you on, just so that you have a moment to,
Thank you.
yeah, of course.
Oh, what do I want to say? Okay, I think I want to say to people that right now is probably the hardest time that we're going through collectively in our
Yeah.
lifetimes. And it's down to us now to start making a change. And it can be small. And if you think I'm just one person, what change am I going to make? You're going to make a big change. It doesn't matter if you just help your neighbor, you're still making a change on this planet. And there's an energetic ripple effect, and there's
That's
a
right.
physical ripple effect. So you
Hmm.
do a kind act for one person, and that will just carry through. But don't ever feel like you're insignificant because you're not. Every
Hmm.
person has their purpose, and their purpose will lead on to sending light out to others. You just have to believe in yourself and your abilities and believe that the universe, God, anything that you believe in, they have your back. They want you to find your purpose because your purpose is going to spread a light that's so needed to heal the earth right now. So just keep pushing. And if you feel weighed down by depression, anxiety, grief, you can get through it. You're not alone.
Yeah.
Just dig deep for that strength and connect to the light because that light will break through and it will carry you forward. And I'm speaking
100%.
from experience, so I promise you things can get better, but you have to take action. You can't just manifest into the universe, you have to work hard for it and then
Hmm.
things manifest. You know, there's quite a misconception about, like, it's the hot word now, isn't it? Manifestation. And where they just some people just believe the fact that if you think it, it will happen. But I truly believe that you have to think it, believe it, you know, have that strong intention, but then work towards it as well.
And you'll know when you get those impulses within your soul
Yeah.
of the steps
Hmm.
that you need to take, and those are part of the
Yeah.
work that needs to happen. It's
Yeah.
like if you want to manifest a new house, but you never go out and apply for houses,
Hmm.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Things
You
don't
do
just
have
come
to
to
do the
us.
work. You do
Yeah.
have to listen to your impulse within your soul and then act on that impulse and know that it's a good impulse. It's a divinely led divinely
Mhm.
guided impulse, and then that feeling will lead you to the next door and the next step and the next thing.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
definitely all in tandem with each other for sure.
Yeah. And even if someone's dream is to have a family, and that's their big dream, then you have to work towards it. You have to leave your house, you have to meet people.
Hmm.
And when you do have that child and you have your family, raise them to be light on this world and nurture them and help them grow into being light workers, because I think that's the way forward. And I think some of the new generations are starting to get there.
Oh yeah.
But I also feel like my generation might be the last one to start guiding, because we're the ones who bridged the gap from no
Hmm.
social media and then learning social media and technology so we can know what life was like before.
What's your
What,
how old are you? Sorry.
I'm 42.
Okay, I'm turning 40
So,
this year.
okay. So it's like when I was at school, the Mac computers just came out and it was like, oh my goodness, wow.
Right.
And then, cell phones, my brothers first had the big ones that were like bricks in the 80s.
Yeah.
But then like the flip ones, the smaller ones came out when I was a teenager, and it's just amazing that we could send text messages.
Right. And we had
And then
pagers.
yeah, exactly, pages and then text messages and then voicemail, and then we got the
Yeah.
internet, and it was like, wow. So
Hmm.
we have all this knowledge of what life can be like from what it was before, and whilst using technology as well, and
Yeah,
to
it's
use
definitely
that
been
to
a
our
wild ride.
advantage. Yeah, but we can use technology and social media to spread light and reach so many more people.
Especially now, gosh. I mean, we didn't have all this stuff when we were
Mm-mm.
growing up. We just started being able to use internet when we were in our teens. I mean,
Yeah,
we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have TikTok, we didn't have all this
no,
stuff. We had outside and school and home
yeah.
and friends
Hmm.
and most
Writing letters and,
totally wrote letters.
hmm
I used to write letters to one of my old best friends. He was actually my boyfriend for a while, but
Oh,
he's definitely a soulmate. His name's Leo Jones. Um, very sacred, very special soul,
yeah.
very big light. Um, he ended up going to the military and marrying and having beautiful
Oh
children.
no.
Yeah, but he and I used to write letters back and forth to each other, and man, I remember patiently waiting for week, 2 weeks, more, maybe once a month we'd get a letter. I mean, now kids just
Yep.
text each other
Text
back and
instantly.
forth
Hmm. Yeah,
instantaneous, and I'm like, man, you guys don't know.
I know. Exactly. But we
The
do,
internet's
so we
awful.
can.
It's like we didn't even have internet when we were kids.
No, we didn't. But how lucky are we that we've experienced all of it and to where we are now?
Awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
And I don't want to go into AI because that's just a whole other topic. But I do believe in using the internet and the reach that we have to spread out more positivity and help fill the feeds with
Hmm.
light, because so many people still doom scroll. Sometimes even I fall into the trap. But luckily
Happens.
all the people I follow are light. So, it's
Yeah,
all stuff I love. So I don't get horrible videos and stressful videos.
I do want to touch on that for anyone that does hear this is you can, and I recommend you should curate your news feeds, your
Mm.
algorithms on social media, the little news articles that pops up on your phone, stuff like that. Every little bit that you curate, like going in and selecting like not interested or block this
Yeah.
page or I don't want
Hmm.
to see this terrible news every single day. Like the things I know, I'll know. I mean, the things that I need to know, I'll know,
Hmm.
and really just like curating what you see and what you're your mind and eyes are taking in, because you can be going through, you could be watching videos and you be laughing and you be having a great time and it's the most
Yeah.
silliest thing, and then all of a sudden you see some horrible shit and it's just like,
Yeah.
and now your whole
Hmm.
mood is ruined, now you're upset. It's just
Yeah.
like,
I know it happens, and we can curate as much as we can, but
yeah,
you know,
so
there's still the
do
chance
that.
of that happening. But just don't doom scroll. I think that's
Yeah,
the answer,
don't keep.
really. Don't doom scroll. There's no need. There's so much more we could be doing with our time.
It doesn't do anything helpful for you, and honestly, all it
No.
does is collectively manifest things that we don't want anyway. So, the best thing that we can do collectively, and I mean this with every ounce of my being, is the best possible thing that we can do is collectively focus on universal, worldwide love,
Hmm.
focusing on the things we do want to see manifest, and truly, truly sending healing and light and love and positive energy into the world, because that is what's needed most. And you know what I will say, on at the Super Bowl with Bad Bunny and all that,
Mm.
that I've been praying so hard for light to infiltrate every aspect of this planet, the leaders, celebrities, everybody, everywhere, and calling it in and sending it in. And I will say, regardless of anything, that was such a pivotal, powerful, beautiful
It
moment.
was. It
And
was, and it touched people even across the pond over here. Like it's
everybody
been
felt
made.
it.
Yeah. It was amazing.
And the fact that he took a stand knowing that it could put him in a position that isn't good, and he did it for a bigger purpose and everybody feels it. And his banner said, the whole entire billboard said, love is stronger than hate. Hate is
Hate.
powerful, but love is stronger.
Hmm.
The chills that I even get just saying that,
Yeah. It
the
was.
so, so powerful. So
Hmm.
we have to remember that moving forward.
We do. And I
Love
think that
is the
this
most powerful thing over
it's the
anything
most
else.
powerful. And the thing is that now the younger generations who all saw that, they have now this momentum, which is amazing. It's like it's given them a push forward. And I've
Yes,
noticed quite a big change since that. And it's just brilliant.
you could feel his soul in his eyes when he looked at the screen, and what he said in Spanish
Yeah,
was, you need to know that you can be great too. You can do
yeah,
powerful things too. And just you when you feel God, the creator, the universe, the love that binds and creates and bonds us all, through the eyes of somebody that could very easily be seen as just another part of not
hmm,
so great agendas, etc.,
no,
pour through the eyes of someone looking directly into everybody's eyes
hmm,
on the screen, that's when you know it's there's a heavenly plan that's bigger than all of us.
there is. There's and I didn't want to bring any of this up, but the whole thing
That's
with
okay.
ice, it has it has started to build. I'm going to use the word momentum again because it has, and it's spread across the world.
Hmm.
And I think this is the best time for us all to stand up
It
and
is.
try to make a change as best
Hmm.
as we can and start to take the steps forward and support other people who are doing it, people that you follow online, friends, anyone. Just do your bit. However small it is, we have a chance now to start having our voices heard because the governments
Absolutely.
are collapsing. They are collapsing, and they're weak right now.
They are, and for anybody that's afraid of what comes after this, we're all in this together.
We
We're
are,
all
and
gonna be doing this together.
societies have fallen before, and we all just get back up and rebuild again.
We're more resilient than we
Mhm.
think we are.
Oh yeah,
We'll be
absolutely.
okay.
We will, because every society in the past that has fallen, we've evolved to start
Hmm.
surviving even better, and knowing what to do for the next one and the next one. And we are now at that point where we can use the evolution that's within us to stand up. And I think we've all been waiting for this moment
Yeah.
to get in there, because, we've had our power taken away from us, and, especially immigrants and minorities.
Hmm.
And now look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. So we need to speak up.
It's balancing out.
Hmm. And we need to send the light workers. This is the time for us to be the lighthouses.
100%. I fully
Hmm.
agree with you. And the more that we send love and more that we send divine light and energy into the world and we call on it from the universe into this planet, the more that we're going to shift it collectively together. And yeah, to the people that say like, that they think like it doesn't matter what we do and the world's going to keep going with or without us and all that stuff. True. But at the same time, it's not, because what we do now in this lifetime, in this experience, it's going to have a lasting ripple effect. And
Absolutely.
if I have a chance to do everything I can while I'm here to send as much ripple effects that are possible into this world and create a better outcome for humanity, for my children, and for the world itself, and for everybody on it that is here doing the work together to uplift and heal humanity, then I want to know that I'm doing everything that I can to do exactly that and more. And
Absolutely.
so
Yep,
to me, it's worth it.
it is. We all leave our footprint on this earth. We all leave an impression on someone and something. So that's
We
what I said
do.
earlier. We are all significant. None of us are insignificant on this planet. So make
Agree.
sure your footprint's nice and firm in that sand.
100%. Stomp it
And
in.
that's my final thought. We went up into a tangent. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Everything you said is so, so cherished and valued and important. Please know that.
Thank you. And you, like you're so wise and beautiful inside and out.
I
And
feel the
I just
same
want you
about
to
you.
know that, thank you. You're doing important work here with your podcast, and you're giving people a voice.
Thank
And you're
you.
also sharing your experiences, which will help someone.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope it
keep
does.
going. Keep
Thank
shining your
you.
light.
You too.
Thank you. And all
You're
of you as well
incredible.
watching. You will send those ripples out there, and just shine your light. Don't let anyone dim your light down.
Beam it from your core of your chest like a sun,
Yeah,
and don't care
absolutely.
about what anybody else says if it's negative, because it doesn't matter. Be the
Yeah,
black glitter rainbow sheep. Do all the things that your
yeah.
soul wants you to do. Dye your
Hmm.
hair neon green. I don't
Yeah.
care. Just keep
Wear
being.
glitter. I'm 42 and I'm wearing glitter on my eyelids and
That's
eye
right.
highlighter. I don't care. I don't care.
Do
Just
it.
do what you
Do it
want. Be
all.
your light. Just do what makes you happy. So yeah.
Amen.
Well,
Ashe.
thank you so much for having me on. I do. I really appreciate you asking me, and this has been so special. It really has.
I'm really grateful to have you on. You're an amazing soul and a beautiful person, and I'm so
Thank
grateful
you.
to just hear your story, because my gosh, I could have never imagined. And I
No,
know I only know a little bit of it.
yeah, I've kept so much of it quiet, even on my live streams. I share some stuff, but nothing, I think, from what I've shared today. So thank you for giving me the safe space to share that.
Absolutely. I'm grateful that I can. And I'll definitely be talking to you more about the work that I shared later on, okay?
Yeah, the quantum stuff, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, I hope you have a
Okay.
beautiful rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Andrew.
Be safe. See you
Bye.
later.
Yes.